Hello, people. This is your girl, Megan the Maverick. Welcome back. If you are a cousin, hey, cousin. However, if this is your first time joining me on today, be sure to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up this video if you enjoy the dialogue. It helps me out immensely, okay? And so here's the thing, Black people, I really need you to break up with Obama. I know you're emotionally invested, but that's kind of the problem. All right. I've witnessed Black people over the course, even since Obama's presidency, right? Beginning back in 2008. And for most people around my age, for example, I was 18 or 17 in 2008. Not really old enough to, barely old enough to vote, or not quite old enough to vote, right? And had a very limited understanding of politics, the way the world worked, and so on and so forth. However, fast forward to today, okay, 2020, going into 2021, there has been so much that has changed over the landscape of just politics, but also our country. And to overlook the negative impact that Obama has had, uh, not only just on the Black community, but just, over the country in general, is very ignorant. And one thing I am growing to understand is that a lot of Black people, and this is just sheer fact, this is not even a matter of, my emotions or a projection. Most Black people are not politically savvy. Most Black people do not have a very thorough understanding of politics, meaning the average person, even in general, uh, they're very kind of surface level consumers of the things that take place in politics. Of course, people tune in when it's time to vote for the president, but then for the most part, people kind of tune out, and it creates this dynamic to where people kind of take this um, reality television approach to, picking candidates. And we can also have that discussion about Trump because, he literally, is a former reality television star. But when it comes to Obama, okay, back in 2008, he ran on hope, change, and promise. And it was just kind of like the popular sentiment that he was really going to come in the game and shake things up, right? Especially when you think about it from a historical context following Bush presidency, right? At that time, when we're talking about 2007, 2008, Bush was an extremely disliked person in politics, okay? And especially amongst liberal circles, leftist circles, and so on and so forth. And a lot of people really wanted change. And Obama ran on the slogan, "Yes, we can," which in hindsight is kind of, okay, weird, but because it's like, yes, we can do it, whatever. And so throughout the course of his presidency, Obama managed to accomplish certain things, and just being and giving him a little bit of credit in terms of towards the end of his presidency, the end of the second term, things like freeing non-violent criminals, because that's a really big one that a lot of people like to bring up, or a lot of Obama fans, or even the Obamacare Act, in which, I would respond to that by saying that the Obamacare or ACA was essentially a watered down Republican bill. And during the time it was passed, Democrats actually had the majority in the Senate, and they could have gone for something a lot more progressive that could have ensured that all Americans had actual health care instead of, those trickery, sneaky politician words like access to health care, because what the fuck does that mean? But nonetheless, instead of going for the more progressive option that would have ensured that everyone was covered, they went for, the option that continued to put money into the pockets of the insurance companies. And I said that to say this. During Obama's presidency, and we can break down the specifics in another video, but policy-wise, he governed in a very centrist way. And this is something that he's actually admitted himself on several occasions. He is a part of that Democrat triangulation, uh, wing of the party, the corporate Democrats, if you will, who really pride themselves on not being too far left, but also not being too far right. Which, when you take into consideration that Republicans always pander to their right and their base, but Democrats always make it a point to distance themselves from leftists and liberals, or excuse me, leftists, so to speak, it's kind of weird. And it creates a situation where you completely abandon the base of your party, but as well as the majority of the country, because policy for policy, issue for issue, and even when we're talking about within the Black community, but the majority of people as well, all want certain things, and we're all impacted by certain things. And when it comes to certain policy ideas like Medicare for all and tuition free college and student loan forgiveness, a lot of us are on the same page. However, most Democrats like Obama are not, which is why when he was in office, he did none of those things. And a lot of people like to use the cop out and the excuse of his opposition and having to fight people in Congress and having to fight people in the Senate, or whatever the case may be, when once again another direct omission or admission of Obama was that he did not do enough to, leverage the bully pulpit when he was in office and actually play politics. Because the truth of the matter is, he enjoyed and, specifically was elected to carry out the mission of the 1%, all right, of the corporate America, the elites. So understanding this, and even understanding a lot of the things that impacted low class communities, and I'll create another video on the divide between racism and classism and the intersectionality of it all. But even when we're talking about low income neighborhoods and communities, and specifically Black people, a lot of the issues that we faced during the Bush era, a lot of the issues that we faced during the Clinton era, and so on and so forth, we still experienced during Barack Obama. And I just find it really weird. And I'm starting to notice, and actually I have noticed for a while, I don't know why I even say I'm starting to, but I noticed that everything good, right, or even semi-positive that came out of the Obama era, people automatically want to attribute to him and give him credit for. But the things that were not good, such as a lack of progress and a lack of policy that is specifically crafted towards Black people, or actual policy that's designed to help liberate socioeconomically disadvantaged people, they excuse and they, project it onto the Republican Party. And a lot of that is the mob mentality, Republican bad, Democrat good. But also, I feel like with Obama being the first Black president, Black people love symbolism. And let's talk about it. Black people love symbolism. And that was the whole premise of getting him elected, right? And so with that being said, in politics, there is this thing where, especially amongst leftist circles, or more so liberal circles, where they use and they leverage identity politics, and they use and they leverage novelty to make up for a lack of substance. And because Black people love symbolism so much, because we're such a spiritual group of people, we cling on to it, and then everything else that counters what we feel to be true, and everything that poses as a threat to the thing or the person that symbolizes what we love, we attack it. And we essentially hold this person up as someone who does no wrong. And that is incredibly harmful, because that's exactly what we've done with Obama. And bringing it back full circle to his trip to The View and discussing the whole defund the police situation, like many other instances in which the progressive option was crystal clear, Obama once again kind of slided the left and proved himself to be this kind of center of the aisle, condescending limousine liberal, because his whole argument was, well, when people hear that phrase, they turn off to it. And basically, you have to be mindful of the way that you word it. But let's be very clear. Obama is a politician. And like many politicians, everything is a game of semantics. And that's why, and I'm at the point, because I'm well versed enough in politics, I can hear a way a certain politician will say something surrounding a specific policy and know whether they're bullshitting or not, right? The whole idea of using reform the police instead of abolish the police or defund the police, we've done that, and it doesn't work. And actually, that's a weaselly tactic that politicians use to, basically give you lip service but continue to do the same thing. Because just in case you guys have forgotten, a lot of the police brutality things and a lot of these events and a lot of the bigger headline stories like Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown, all of those things took place under Obama. Okay? So if you couldn't do anything about it and you couldn't get anything done under the whole reform the police phrasing, why would you suggest that now? Why I don't understand. And furthermore, just because it's not a popular stance does not mean is not the right thing. Because, shout out to Adrian Expression, he brought up a really good point. Okay, abolishing slavery at a certain point in America was not popular. So under that premise, should it just be common knowledge that we should just, not say that? Or I'm confused. Or do y'all really trust Obama enough to really feel like he would still fight for defunding the police by calling it a different name, by still calling it reform the police? So it's weird. It's weird. And just to watch a lot of people in the comment section of Instagram, in the comment section of the Shade Room, defend him. And really all over the place. You have a lot of black people who will just defend Obama. He could do no wrong. And anybody who counters anything he has to say or challenges anything he has to say, people literally will attack. And when it comes to that, I really encourage a lot of black people to truly and thoroughly examine Obama and the type of, the way that he governed in comparison to the landscape of all of our other presidents. Okay. Obama was not that spectacular. He was not that revolutionary. He actually upheld an already corrupt system in many ways, from the drone strikes overseas that had a 90% inaccuracy rate to pretending to drink water in Flint, Michigan and then dipping. I mean, I can go on, and this video would be 50 years long. But even still, you will have people, and I guarantee there will be people in my comment section excusing him, singing his praises, and romanticizing who they feel he is based on charisma, personality, and novelty. The first black. He's my president. And in that regard, the irony is, it actually makes you a lot more similar to Trump supporters than you would care to believe. And I've had this argument and I've had discussions like this with people in my actual family. And I'm tired. It's sickening. And Obama has also had a very long track record of intentionally trying to sabotage progressive and leftist movements. So we're officially at this point where if we want any forward movement, any progress, not even progress, actual change. Okay, because that's another weaselly word that a lot of liberals and people like Obama and these Democrats use to kind of keep things going, like the status quo upheld. Things like progress and incrementalism and, oh, well, you got to walk before you run and you got to get people, no, fuck this. This is all systematically designed to operate in the same way. And we still find ourselves having the same conversation year after year after year. We're talking decades upon decades. Malcolm X even spoke out on people like Obama and limousine liberals and people within the Democratic Party who perpetuate this type of mindset. So this is nothing new. These are just new faces, new names. And just say that you like Obama because he makes you feel good. Say you like Obama because you're in love with his personality. But to still be under the illusion that he is for progressive policy, or to say that he's even for change and reform, or even for, you could even say, the black community, is false. And there's so much evidence to prove and support that. And so, just to wrap it up without being too lengthy here, and I know I kind of was all over the place, guys, because this really just fries my brain. Please detach yourself from this undying, devoted, everlasting love and infatuation with Obama. Because guess what? He came and he went. And what has changed in your life? He came and he went. And if anything, he set the stage for a boogeyman like Trump to come in, because he left so much more to be desired with his actual presidency. And I'm truly at the point now where I'm starting to lose respect. Okay. And if you are one of those Obama fanatics, I question your intelligence. I really do. I question your intelligence. I question how smart you are. I question a lot of things about you. So, yeah, that pretty much concludes my rant. Drop down in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, y'all take it easy out there. I'll holler at you later. Bye.